You will never walk alone. That is Liverpool's theme. And their fans are getting louder and louder by the day. And why not? They are the reigning Premier League champions. And they do not look like they are resting on their oars just yet. Slot, their new manager, won the Premier League in his first season in charge, and he is, rewriting his own history at Anfield. Right now, he's laid down a plan to dominate football in England and, of course, across Europe. But will the rest of the field just sit back and watch Slot dominate English football and, of course, the rest of Europe? That is $1 million question. Of course, he won the Premier League, like I mentioned, in his first season, beating Arsenal and Manchester City to it without spending a dime. Oh, okay, except for the inclusion of Federico Chiesa in the squad. So predominantly, he made use of the squad left behind by Jurgen Klopp to win the Premier League. And he was so close. He lost agonizingly to eventual European champions Paris Saint-Germain on penalties in the round of 16 of the UEFA Champions League. Perhaps if luck had smiled on them that day and they had crossed the hurdle of Paris Saint-Germain, maybe he would also have been crowned European champions. But that didn't happen. And right now, the manager is understating his own readiness to dominate football across Europe and in England. He's bought so wisely in the transfer market, brought in a couple of reinforcements, like Milos Kekes from Bournemouth, the left back, Andy Robertson has gone off the boil for quite some time now. So Milos Kekes, attacking, exciting, young left back is coming. Another one is Jeremy Frimpong from Bayer Leverkusen. Another, pacey, exciting, young right back there as well. And you look at, the middle of the pack, Florian Wirtz, another exciting, creative midfielder brought in from Bayer Leverkusen as well. And you look at the attack. You talk of Ugo Ekitike. Of course, there's still a lot of question marks over this one on how he's going to settle down and cope with the rigors of English football. Is he going to get his foot running in the English Premier League, or is it going to be another waste like Darwin Nunez? Well, only time will tell. But for now, Hugo Ekitike has joined, and we're still hearing there might still be some additions, maybe in defense and of course in attack. The talks of Alexander Isak, has been muted for quite some time now. Isak really wants to join from Newcastle. That would be an exciting addition, if you ask me. Imagine the front three of Isak, Ekitike, and Mohamed Salah. That's really some scary front line right there. But Slot is a manager who has proven in the last season or so that he understands the technical and the tactical nuances of football, and he understands that part of man management, ability to manage egos and top stars within a dressing room, and he's trying to do that again. A couple of players have also departed, Liverpool this season. Trent Alexander-Arnold has joined Real Madrid. Luis Diaz has left for Bayern Munich, and sadly, Diogo Jota, for a fatal end to a promising, fabulous forward. I still can't believe I'm speaking about Jota in the past tense. He was such an exciting, reliable player for Liverpool, and it will be very hard to replace him. What a fatal end, fatal accident that killed both him and his brother just a couple of days or weeks after he got married. His soul rest in peace. But life continues, life moves on, and they've tried to replace him, but that will be difficult to replace. Cody Gakpo is another player who will be operating from the wing side. So let's take a look at some of the possible lineup for Liverpool next season as they attempt to retain their Premier League title. You look at, from the back, the goalkeeper Alisson Becker has been, very, very much reliable for Liverpool over the years. And like I mentioned, Jeremy Frimpong on the right side of defense, Ibrahima Konate centre back pairing with the captain Virgin van Dijk, ever reliable, solid at the back, and Nilos Kekers, the new left back from Bournemouth. And you go, to the midfield and you look at Ryan Gravenberch. Uh, amazing, amazing, speedy, leggy central midfielder. He covered a lot of ground last season. One of the best midfielders in the Premier League last season. I'm sure he's going to continue from where he left off. And then you have Alexis Mac Allister, diminutive central midfielder, operates in little pockets, tight corners, tight positions, comes with loads of goals as well. And then you go into attack. You look at, Florian Wirtz, the new addition from Bayer Leverkusen. Really creative one right there. I'm still looking forward to how he's going to cope and perform in the English Premier League. We know English Premier League can be very physical, can be very speedy. So let's see how he copes. Mohamed Salah. What else? What more can we talk about Salah? Nothing, if you ask me. And Cody Gakpo, left wing, unless of course if they sign someone, maybe Rodrigo, Alexander Isak, and then striker. The main striker will be Hugo Ekitike for now, unless of course if anything changes in the transfer window. And you look at their bench, it is scary. If you ask me, goalkeeper Giorgi Mamadashvili, defenders, you've got Andy Robertson, Joe Gomez, Conor Bradley, and in midfield you have Dominic Soboslai, Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, Wantaro Endo, and Darwin Nunez. Of course, they've been looking to offload Darwin Nunez. That's if they can really offload him well. And so these are some amazing depths that Liverpool would have going into the new season as a bid to retain their title and of course to win in Europe. But what really has caught the eyes of a lot of fans watching on in preseason has been some of their young stars. And in their recent latest friendly against Athletic Club, where they won 4-1, it was scary what these young stars can do. You're looking at Rio Ngumoha, who has been electrifying in preseason. Ben Doak, Harvey Elliott. These are really exciting youngsters. I really watched that game and I saw Rio Ngumoha. I think he was bought from Chelsea. Goodness me. 16-year-old who plays like he's been there forever. I believe he's going to have a lot of parts to play in the first team this coming season, especially in the cup competitions. Liverpool will be competing in across four fronts. In the Premier League, UEFA Champions League, the FA Cup, the Carabao Cup. So these youngsters are going to have a lot of say in how Liverpool's season will shape up. But a lot of people have, made them overwhelming favorites to win the Premier League title, and rightfully so. If you look at the business they've done in the transfer market, and given the fact that they just won the Premier League as well, and City haven't been City in the last season or so. So if Liverpool are people's overwhelming favorites to retain the Premier League title, what then happens to the title quest of Arsenal? Come on. Arsenal fans will not like this. They don't want to come second again. And then you look at Manchester City. They've bought some decent players in this transfer window as well. And then Chelsea, World Club champions, right? And they've bought some exciting players as well. And a lot of people have been, tipping them as well as title favorites. Maybe in subsequent videos, I will look at some the title chances of some of these clubs: Arsenal, Manchester City, and of course Chelsea. What realistic chances have they got against this star-studded Liverpool going into the next season? Of course, you should pay attention and watch out for those videos on my page. It promises to be exciting. Trust me, next season with all these signings, all these teams beefing up their squad and slots, a manager I really like a lot. So, will Liverpool win and retain their Premier League title and dominate in Europe? Or will all the other top guns in Europe and, of course, in England be able to stop them? Of course, Paris Saint-Germain will want to retain their title. Real Madrid, I don't think they will perform so poorly like they did last season. Barcelona, agonizingly, they were knocked out of the Champions League in the semi-final in a thrilling fashion by Inter Milan. They also will want to have a say as to where the trophy heads next season. So all these top guns are all out there to stop Liverpool, but can they? That's $1 million question. So let's hear your thoughts, your comments. And do you think Liverpool are up for it? Are they well equipped to retain their Premier League title and, of course, win in Europe as well?